My next guest is going to be back in action for Cage Titans this Saturday. So happy he could make some time here this week. It is Don Shainis back here on the program. Don, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you, brother?
I'm doing awesome. Nice turnaround since fighting in September. You got to be liking the schedule a little bit. When did you find out about the fight?
I told Mike Pulver to get me on the next card, and then he offered me a few names, and a few people said no. But it was pretty much after the fight. I was sitting with him at the after party before they kicked us out, and he said, "How do you like this name?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then that name ended up saying no, and then we ran through a couple no's, and then we finally got a yes. So let's go.
Does that surprise you still at this point in your career, you're getting guys turning down fights?
No, dude, that's being a professional athlete. Like, there's not too many people that actually do want to fight, and people want to say they're fighters, but they're not really fighters. They're not putting in full camps. They're not treating this like a job.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I know it must be frustrating, especially, you've been, in your career, you're still getting guys not wanting to sign on the dotted line, but wanted to talk quickly about that win at Cage Titans 67. Just overall thoughts on your performance. You got in the win column. You got to be happy about that.
Yeah, no, it was out, prior to that, I've been dealing with so much in my personal life, and I'll never make an excuse for my performance, but there's been a lot of moving parts going on in my life prior to that. And then that fight, I really got to hone in and settle some things in my personal life and my mental, and really clear my cache really, and go out there and be me, and get my hand raised. And that was the ultimate goal,
Yeah, no, it was great to see. And then we were talking off air. I know this is a catchweight fight. Is that just because of the opponent, or was there a reason for this being? It's 158, I think, right?
150.
150. Sorry, yeah, I added 8 pounds. I don't know why, but yeah, 150 is the catchweight, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem making 45. I don't think this guy's a 45er at all. So I think he's 55. So they didn't even offer me a 45 fight. They offered me, one guy at 55, and then they're like, "Well, will you fight this guy at 50?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm. Okay, simple as that. Let's talk about. Sorry, I was going to say let's talk about Tom Santos. Obviously, he's got a lot of fights. He's my math's not good, but 12 wins, 14 losses. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Yeah, he's got a lot of MMA fights, but he's got a fuck ton of kickboxing and Muay Thai fights.
Okay.
He's got over 100 fights total, and this is me going out there with this is going to be my 22nd professional fight. So I think he kind of trumps me in experience, but this is for me to go back out there, get another win, and remind people who I am and why I belong back in the UFC.
The catch weight, as far as cutting the weight, is there much of a weight cut at all with you getting down to 150? Because you're used to fighting at 45, right?
Oh no, there's always a cut, and it's never going to be fun. But I've gotten to eat so much this camp. Like I really had to only hone in on my diet the last like 3 or 4 days. But yeah, making weight shouldn't be an issue at all.
Okay. Camp, who are some of the main guys that are helping you get ready for this one? Who are your main training partners?
Shit, I don't really want to talk about this because
okay, no worries.
No, it's cool. Like, I have a ton of good training partners at Syndicate, but like mostly this camp is me getting healthy. Mm-hmm. I had some nagging stuff after my last fight, and it was me really dialing in on my recovery. So it wasn't like I was doing a ton of training. I just came out of fight camp. And it was more about me like healing from like the bumps and bruises I had in that fight, and then like tweaking this and fixing that, and then losing a week because of this. And so it's like I haven't had the hardest camp, but just coming out of camp, I'm confident in myself.
How cool and inspiring was it to see Merab get the title? I mean, that must have been a big boost for the team.
Oh, dude, we fought on the same night. It was fucking dope. I went out and fought, and then I watched his fight on my phone.
Yeah. That must have been cool, though, just to see him, all the work he's put in, the road he had to get to the title, and then to go out there and, really have a one-sided fight, I thought, against O'Malley. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to share the room with some of these guys, and that's why I'm super confident in myself. Like, I know I haven't had the craziest of training camps for this one, but I'm still in the room every fucking day with these people. And if you surround yourself with greatness, you're whether you're great or not, you're going to land somewhere amongst the stars.
Your corner, what's that going to look like for this fight? Who made the trip?
It's going to be a little bit different. I'm bringing a guy from Syndicate, Dom. He's been my stand-up coach. I've been working with him a lot. And then, we're working on a couple other people right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so still TBA until you get to the weigh-ins, I guess. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, that's fine. Leave people in suspense. How How's this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you see it going down? What's your prediction?
He's gonna come out swinging, and I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna put him up against the wall. I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna grind him out.
And you've been finishing a lot of fights too. Just overall, if you look at your career, not one to go out there and hit the judges' scorecards. The implications of a win, where does this sort of lead you if you go out there and do get another finish?
Oh, this fight's gonna put me, pending injuries, pending injuries. Fingers crossed, I don't get injured. I want another quick turnaround. We're looking at January 25th for Cage Fight 69. I want to headline that. I already told Paul Bear that I want to headline 69. And I'm giving him 68 and he owes me one.
Okay. Well, there you go. You got it all sort of mapped out and stuff. And you talked about kind of dealing with all this stuff outside the cage. Like, how much more confidence does that give you going into fights now that you're not having to deal with all that? That's all in the past and you can just focus on fighting. Like, I know everyone's got stuff to deal with going into fights, but just does that raise the confidence level at all, knowing you don't have to worry about other things?
Oh, absolutely. It's like sometimes you got to cut some people out of your life that are just sucking the fucking soul out of you. And sometimes you don't realize it till something happens, something big happens, and then you got to cut these people out. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, this was draining all my energy. It's like, I shouldn't be focused on this, and this. I have to worry about this. And you always have to worry about the fight. But I had a few leeches sucking some soul out of me. And it's been going on longer than I expected or even realized was happening,
Mm-hmm. Well, how did you get out of that? Like, was it just you had other people that were kind of like, hey, this is what's going on? Or did you figure it out? Like, how did you know how to cut those people out? Because we all have moments like that in life where you're like, is this really worth my time?
Well, they try and sneak back in, and then you find out some shit that you didn't know before, and you're like, oh, no, my self-worth is worth way more than this, and you need to fuck right on off. Is essentially telling those leeches to fuck right on off.
Okay. It's good. Yeah. And I can tell, obviously, feeling great. And again, it's Cage Titan 68 coming up here this Saturday. You're going to be live on Spectation Sports if you can't be there and watch it in person. Don, I know you got some shout outs. I'll give you the floor. I always give the floor to the guests at the end. So take it away, my man.
I appreciate that. I want to give the biggest shout out to my parents. They've really gone above and beyond these past couple months to help me out. That they are my main sponsor. They are, everything. And I wouldn't be able to be even fucking competing right now if it wasn't for them. And also, I got a bone to pick with the FCC and T-Mobile. They fucking blocked me from selling out this fight, and I'm fucking pissed about it. The FCC and T-Mobile, because they fucking blocked my number. I'm out here promoting my fight, and these motherfuckers, these guys, you sent too many texts. You violated our terms and agreement. So I would have sold double what I did in tickets for this fight. I'm still selling out the show, but fuck these guys.